Scrabble's blank tiles may be worth 0 points, but they're considered to be the most valuable tile in the game by far because of their flexibility, hugely increasing your chances of playing high-scoring words with your other tiles. However, in the game you're about to see between two expert tournament players, one of the blank tiles is used for a shocking score of just 1 point. Yes, you heard that right. And no, it's not an inexplicable mistake. It's actually one of the most brilliant Scrabble moves you'll ever see. It's 2011 at the New South Wales Championships, and 4-time Australian Champion Naween Fernando is facing up-and-coming Mythili Rudra, who is now ranked in the top 20 in Australia. Mythili opens with Covet for 26, and Naween exchanges all 7 tiles. After which, Mythili underlaps with Hob for another 26. Naween can dump most of his clunky tiles here with Antacid for 20, and Mythili plays all for 18. Naween responds with the very solid Hoved for 44, using both of his 4-point tiles to pump up his score. Next, Mythili plays Fix for 39. This looks like a great way to set up a potential T left on her rack. She could have played Zai for the same score, so Naween has to honor the strong chance that she's gunning for a bingo on the bottom row with a T. With other options available elsewhere on the board and without a T of his own to block, Naween elects to play Goo for 19, interfering with the hook somewhat without totally crippling his leave for next turn. Sure enough, Mythili bingos with Cornets for 77, confirming that she did in fact have the T. The Q slows Naween down, though he can dump it for 32 and retain decent bingo chances. Mythili plays Teat for 16, and Naween draws another S, making it easier for him to part with one for his top scoring option of G's for 29. He gets a break when Mythili exchanges 7 tiles, and with the first blank now in hand, is this the position where the blank is used for only 1 point? Not this time. He plays his top scoring choice of the tricky Rainbows for 71, hooking Hobo for extra points, giving him his first lead of the game. Mythili takes the lead back with Blue for 24, and while Naween immediately draws the second blank, he has no playable bingos with it and plays Lay for 35. After Mythili's Binger for 30, Naween draws more clunky tiles, and perhaps concerned about the heavy spot for the Z, he plays Fud for 27, which is also his highest scoring move that retains the blank. Mythili plays Look for 26, opening more space on the board, but Naween continues to draw weak tiles and is essentially forced to play Ilya for only 15, hoping to connect on a bingo soon. Instead, it's Mythili who gets the next bingo down with Needier for 66, and after a J draw, Naween is in some trouble. Jury for 28 sets up a new bingo lane for him with his O, and looks like the clear best move for him here. Mythili plays Yap for 24, leaving Naween with this position. There's 1 tile in the bag, and these are the 8 unseen tiles from Naween's perspective. One key to note is that Zay was not yet valid in the Collins lexicon at this time, meaning otherwise appealing overlaps atop Needier were not options for him in this game. His highest scoring play here is Rez for 32, which will leave him with just 6 tiles in the endgame, unable to bingo and still facing a significant deficit. At this score, trying to play 1 tile and hit a bingo is a sensible alternative. For example, playing off 1 E and drawing an R will threaten Aphorize, while drawing the N will threaten Epizoon. The problem is that there's not enough open space on this board. Without threats in multiple different areas, Mythili should be able to block whatever Naween draws relatively easily. So, what does Naween do here? With more traditional options leading to dead ends, he makes the absolutely brilliant play of We for just 1 point, burning his blank as the W. The key here is that he retains the letters to play Piezo for 80 points on his next turn, and given the unseen tiles remaining, there is literally no way for Mythili to block this setup. In fact, depending on what the last tile in the bag may be, this play can actually win Naween this game. If the final tile in the bag is the U, Mythili will have 7 consonants and won't be able to finish the game in 2 turns, allowing Naween to play Piezo and then Je for 10 to win the game by 3 after optimal play. On the other hand, if the final tile in the bag is the S, Mythili will not have enough scoring power to outrun Naween's giant Piezo play, even though she'll have the last move by playing 4 tiles here and 3 tiles here. Naween will still win the game by 1 point. However, with any other tile draw here, Naween will come up just short, as Mythili will have the ability to end the game in 2 turns while scoring enough to overcome the 80-point bomb. In the actual game, the final tile in the bag was an M, allowing Mythili to first play Strums for 23, and then, after Naween cashes his monstrous follow-up, temporarily retaking the lead, Mythili can simply play out with Run for 5 points, collecting extra points from Naween's unplayed tiles to hold on to a hard-fought win. Even though Naween didn't end up winning this game, he deserves huge credit for identifying what appears to be his only realistic pathway to victory in a hopeless situation, especially because it's such a unique and creative use of the blank tile. Using a blank for a 1-point play is not going to be your best way to win a Scrabble game very often. But in this game, it was an absolutely brilliant idea from the 4-time Australian champion.